Hello, everyone. We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pastrami Nation podcast. I'm Kevin. Joining me today, co-founder of Pastrami Nation, Jason Smith. What's going on?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, good. We're doing great. And of course, Christian. What's up, man? How's it going?
Good to be here. How are you guys doing?
Good
Oh,
to have you.
doing fantastic. I'm still getting, it's only a 2-hour time difference, but sometimes when you come back from somewhere, you just have to adjust. And I'm still adjusting to Pacific time, even though 2 hours isn't too bad. But thank you everyone for checking out the show. Thank you everyone for being here. Really, really appreciate you all the housekeeping stuff. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We really, really appreciate it. Share with a friend. Who knows? They might love to watch it. So as I just alluded to on this episode of the Pastrami Nation podcast, we'll talk about, I was just in Chicago. We're going to be talking about my Chicago trip as well as C2E2, one of the biggest comic conventions in the world, comic and entertainment expo, I should say, in the world. And then Christian finally watched the last episode of Daredevil for this season, and he's going to give his spoiler-free thoughts on the show. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to hear that. Yeah, I think we got all that fun stuff out of the way. Like, share, subscribe. Really, really appreciate you all. So let's talk about Chicago. Chicago, guys, was amazing. Chicago was incredible. Chicago is one of my favorite cities in the world. It's just fantastic being there. Such a warm place, such an amazing place. We have great friends over there. And it's just always a joy to be there. So like I said earlier, the reason I went there was to cover C2E2 for Pastrami Nation, which is always a great experience to be able to go to a Comic-Con and go there as press and to take all the pictures and stuff. And Jason, you were just at, what was it, WonderCon a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, like last weekend.
Yeah. How was that, by the way?
Oh, no, I was. My brother was at WonderCon.
You didn't go?
No, I was under the weather, but he brought me the one thing I wanted from there, which was
cool.
Actually there was two things I wanted, and he scored for me.
You guys could check out all the coverage of that on pastramination.com. Nolan was able to attend, and he was able to check out the con. But yeah, I went to Chicago for C2E2, but of course, when you're in Chicago, you got to do a bunch of other Chicago things. So we actually showed up a couple days early to be able to explore the city, to check some things out. And we got there on Wednesday. The con didn't start till Friday. So we got there Wednesday. Yeah. So we were able to actually check out the city. Last time I was there, I was only able, literally, we got there on Friday. I went to the con that night, went to the con on Saturday, and we left on Sunday. So I didn't really get a good chance to really explore the city. My wife did. Like I said, we have friends over there. So she was able to kind of check it out more than me. So we got there on Wednesday. We just kind of walked around a lot. We checked out the Willis Tower, which used to be the Sears Tower. We didn't go up it or anything. We just checked out the lobby area, and just, this thing's massive. It's huge. It's a legendary building. Like, everyone knows this thing. So some of the views are amazing. It was raining, so we didn't really want to go up there and freeze our asses off any more than we already were. So we decided against that. But then we did, you're in Chicago, you got to try the pizza, right? You got to eat some Chicago deep dish pizza. We went to this place called Giordano's pizza place, which is, you can check out my socials, Kevin Hoskinson, Kevin_Hoskinson, check out all of the pics. This thing was delicious. It was amazing. It was one of my must-dos while you're in Chicago. Had to go get that pizza. Little did we know when we got there on Wednesday that on Thursday was the grand opening of the Harry Potter store. It's one of those things where, like, obviously they knew exactly what they were doing, right? The day before Comic-Con, opening up the Harry Potter store in downtown Chicago. It just made sense. So the next morning we met up with one of our friends, Alicia, and we hung out in town. And Thursday was a day I really got to check out a lot of stuff. It wasn't raining. It was overcast. It was beautiful. We got to check out the Bean. Of course, everyone has to check out the Bean while you're there. Completely empty. We got there first thing in the morning. No people whatsoever. Like, it was insane. Like, there was a couple people able to walk right through it. It was pretty incredible. And the city has such a beautiful skyline, and it was foggy and cloudy that morning. So it was just like this very cool, it felt like Gotham City. Like, I mean, that's why Christopher Nolan chose it as Gotham City. Like, It's so weird walking through it, because you're walking through these places where he was shooting for Gotham City. Like, even have the L train, you're walking under that. It's like there's so many scenes under that and on top of that and stuff. So that was really cool. Before we made it to the Harry Potter store, well, first we had to go to the store. We had to put our name on a virtual queue to get inside of the store. Before that, we went to the Nutella Cafe, which was freaking incredible. So freaking good. Amazing. I didn't know it existed. I had no idea there was a Nutella Cafe.
You're talking Nutella like the chocolate spread, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was a whole cafe dedicated to Nutella. So it was waffle, you had breakfast stuff, waffles, croissants, everything. It was freaking outstanding, amazing. We went to the Harry Potter store, put our name on the list, walked around town a little bit, checked out the Starbucks Reserve, which it was just this huge, massive I think it was 4 or 5 story building. Just history of Starbucks. They had an actual sit-down bar in there. They had all these amazing like pastries and stuff, and it was pretty cool. I'm not a coffee drinker, but my wife and Alicia are, so they got coffee, and we all just hung out there till it was our time to go inside of the Harry Potter store. To describe the Harry Potter store, so basically it's themed after the Goblet of Fire. So you walk in, and so I think there's 3 or 4 different stores globally, like New York. I did not one in LA. There's New York, Chicago, London. I'm not sure if there's a 4th one or not, but each store is themed to a different book. This one was themed towards Goblet of Fire. So you go towards the center of the store, and there's the big Goblet of Fire. Like, it's just like, it's actually like flaming. It has the blue flames on the sky. Like, it freaking incredible. If you're a Harry Potter fan, highly recommend checking it out. I like Harry Potter. I know Harry Potter. I haven't touched a Harry Potter book ever. I've seen the movies. I know what it's about. I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen the Cursed Child stage play. My wife, though, on the other hand, is a massive Harry Potter fan. So it was so nice to see her and Alicia geek out at the store. Like, it was awesome. Incredible. It was amazing. It was so much fun. They had everything you could imagine. If you're a Harry Potter, you buy wands. My wife got a really cool Chicago exclusive Goblet of Fire wand from there. They were selling out like crazy, like hotcakes. But you could get any wand you want. You could buy robes. You could buy anything Harry Potter you can buy there. It was insane. It's a 1-story building, but still pretty big, pretty good size. Oh, they had a butterbeer bar. So you can go get butterbeer, you can get frozen butterbeer, you get regular butterbeer. It hit different than we've had the Universal Studios butterbeer. This one just hit differently. Like, you're actually in like a Harry Potter store. They had like sweets and snacks and all kinds of stuff. So it was really cool. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, this is an absolute must do. Even if you just go to Chicago to check out the store, like, you're going to love it. And you get to check out a really, really awesome city while you're doing it. So that was pretty
mentioned
cool.
Multiple locations, like based on the different books.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they should have that would be awesome if they had a passport. You know how the Lego stores have the passport? That would be badass if you get a different stamp or something at each one you went to.
Absolutely. And well, it's funny, me and my wife my wife, she's gonna hate that I'm calling her out for this, but she loves Coach. She's a huge Coach fan. So, the Coach bags and everything. So like, we go all over. So whenever we're in a city, she likes to stop by the Coach store because you get it very, you can get things personalized and stuff for that city. So you get like a Chicago tag or a Vegas tag or whatever. We were joking about how like we have to go on a world tour. I have to bring my Lego passport. Well, she goes to all the Coach stores. And we were debating which one would be which is the more expensive hobby. It's kind of hard to say at this point. But yeah, that would be really fun. But anyways, yeah. So Thursday we just hung out. It wasn't that night. That night we met up with Allison, who's Alicia's wife, and we just hung out in town, got some really, really good food, and just kind of stuck around downtown that night. We went to this really cool, I forget what it's called, and I cannot remember for the life of me. It was like basically you pay for a certain amount of time. So per person you pay to get in, and you're there for like an hour or two. And that basically they have a bunch of board games and stuff. So you can just play games all night. So you can just play, everything from RPG, strategy games to basic like Connect Four to Monopoly to anything you wanted to play. Had to serve drinks and food. Like, it was a really cool vibe. So we did that on Thursday night with them. And then Friday is when I went to C2E2 for the first day of the con. So before I really kind of talk about the con a little bit, so I kind of went, I call it mini viral for a post I posted on Threads, which kind of blew my mind that it blew up as much as it did, because to me, it was just common sense. You go to cons now and there's the cosplay is not consent signs, right? So I took a picture of it and I was like, yeah, this shouldn't have to be said, but yeah, cosplay is not consent. And this thing blew up on Threads. Like, it was like, it's at like 1.3 likes or 1.3K likes, like over 100 like shares, and like people are telling their stories and stuff about being at cons and how people don't usually abide by these rules, even though these signs are posted and stuff. I just want to say one thing: if you're one of those jerks that doesn't, it's basic common decency to give people their space, and you shouldn't have to see a sign that says cosplay is not consent to know that's a human person, and you just don't take advantage of that. You don't do whatever you want to do just because they're in cosplay. And look, like some of these cosplays you see like are very like, they're really well done. They're really like, they're never like not tasteful or anything. They're just very, some are very revealing, right? Which is perfectly normal though, right? Like, you have anime characters, you have video game characters, but that doesn't give you any right to treat anybody any differently, right? Like, it's just a person. Like, treat them like you would treat your mom or your sister, right? Like, it's just basic common decency. I don't understand how people don't understand that. And simple concept, but please, we could do better, guys.
Like, you'll know if they want to lean up against you or something. I've seen that. Like, some of them will go right up to the guy for the picture or whatever, and then some of them you see like a dude just literally like reel this girl into his big sweaty body. Like,
oh yeah, like don't do that. Like, there's times like you said, like if they're okay with it, like, yeah, totally. Like there's that verbal communication that can happen, and even that goes for even taking pictures of people. Like, don't just go up to a random person and just snap a picture of their face or whatever, right? Like, I always make it's a habit. Like, I'll go to these cons and I'll ask. It's just super simple. Hey, do you mind if I take a picture? And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do this. Like, they'll pose, do their thing. And because that's what they're there for, right? They love it. Like, like if
they're walking with their lunch, then you don't want to bother them. But
exactly. There's a time and a place for sure. Like, there was a whole area on the outside that was just for like people, catching their breath, taking a break, smoke a cigarette, whatever it is. And you can, so many people out there were in cosplay, and it's like, yeah, you don't talk to them then, right? Like, you can still talk to them and make conversation, but you're not taking pictures. You're not doing anything that's going to make them feel uncomfortable or anything like that. So respect their space, respect their time, because they're doing this because they love doing it. And it's a whole other hobby that I can't even, it blows my mind just how much work and how much time these people put into these cosplays. Like, it's insanity. So I just want to get that out of the way before we get to the actual con. Well, the cosplay was incredible as usual. There's one girl that was there last year too. She was dressed as she had a Hobie, Spider-Punk. But she just had the vibe, man. Every year, like I saw her last year, same cosplay. She nailed it. It was so cool. That was probably my favorite cosplay I saw there. But cosplays, check out all of on Facebook. You could check out all of the cosplays on Pastrami Nation socials, or you can find it on mine as well. Some incredible stuff though. But anyways, you walk into the con, and before you even get into the con, it's like a party, right? They have a live DJ playing. They have just people dancing, having a good time. And in the main lobby is where all the cosplayers and stuff generally meet. So you can just walk around that main lobby and get all the pictures you want. Most people, you just ask, be like, hey, mind if I take your picture? They're like, yeah, cool. Snap the pictures. I tried to upload pictures so I can show you guys, but unfortunately my computer is being weird, so I wasn't able to do that. Like I said, check out Pastrami Nation socials. So after you get out of that gathering area, you go into the main show floor, and it's Anthony, what's going on? Arturo, hey, nice to see you guys. You go into the main show floor, and C2E2 is massive. It's only really one floor of like the main floor, right? Then you have Artist Alley, and there you have Writer's Block. You have autographs and everything all in one area. It feels like it's condensed, but it also feels massive at the same time, if that makes sense. Like it's easy to get places, it's easy to navigate, but it's also just like it's huge. It's sprawling. Like
It's
there's
one big
so
exhibit hall, right?
what's that?
One big exhibit hall.
One big exhibit hall.
That's
One,
the way it should be, I think. I'm not a fan of like LA Comic Con where you got to walk across to that other hall, you know? It's like too much walking.
Yeah, no, Emerald City Comic Con does that too. Like they have like underneath, they have like the kind of the main show floor, and then on top they have a lot of exhibitors and stuff. Like it's really bizarre how they do it. So I prefer it just on one, right? And then like the next floor up is where all the panels and everything are. So like it's separated enough to where you can navigate easily, but the main show floor is just massive. You know, there this year was like, you know, you had Roosevelt's was there like every year. Funko was not there this year, which kind of surprised me. But there was the funniest booth I saw there. I got to tell you guys this. The funniest booth I saw there, AMC Theaters had a booth at C2E2. They were selling their popcorn buckets.
Oh, no way.
They were selling their popcorn buckets at C2E2.
Which ones did they have?
They had like the Mine Train from Snow White. They had all the basically it felt like the ones they just couldn't get rid of that they brought to the con. What's that?
Did they have the Optimus Prime trailer?
No, God no.
Thank God.
Like I said, they had a bunch of like they had ones from like, even though I really want to see this, but they had ones from like the little monkey guy. They had the like the Mufasa one from Mufasa, like Pride Rock. Like it felt like they were just trying to get rid of the rest of their supply. So
the stuff that didn't move.
Yeah, like if you didn't want to spend, you know, $20 to go to the movies, spend $50 to go to C2E2 for one day and buy a freaking popcorn bucket, I guess. It just blew my mind. It cracked me up.
I wanted the one for what was that movie with The Rock? Red one. I don't know which theater did it, but it was a sleigh. But I could give a crap about a popcorn bucket. Like I wanted that sleigh for my action figures.
Oh yeah, see, that works. That works. So yeah, it's just a massive sprawling place. You got the Artist Alley. Artist Alley is awesome as always. I'll give some shout outs to some very cool artists that I really, really enjoyed visiting their booths in a few minutes here. But this year at the con, it was massive because they had, for the first time, I think it was in like 30, 40 years, the original cast of the Breakfast Club reunited.
Oh, no way. Were they all there?
They were all there. They all did a special panel podcast for Josh Horowitz's Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. So they did a panel. That thing was like packed. There was no way. Even the viewing room that they had the main show, you know, the main stage, and then they had the viewing room you could get into if you were lucky enough. That was packed by the time I even got there. So it was impossible to see it. But the place was just like, to me, that is the ultimate Comic-Con move. The cast of the Breakfast Club. It's about, you know, Breakfast Club is the movie that kind of was the quintessential movie about losers and outcasts and these people trying to find community and doing all these things. And that's essentially what Comic-Con is to me, right? Like I love going to Comic-Con because I never really fit in with everyone else. And it's just a place I can go, be myself, not have to worry about what other people think. And that's what the Breakfast Club represents to me as well. It's like this group of people who come together. They may not be the same, but they're very much alike in that sense. So to me, this was like the ultimate version of Comic-Con, especially in Chicago. Like a John Hughes movie, like John Hughes, all of his movies were based in Chicago. Like it's insane. Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, all those movies took place in Chicago. So it was just a perfect mesh of culture and nerdom and everything like that in that place. And that's the thing about C2E2 is those. I'm telling you, I've been to quite a few cons, but no one brings it like C2E2. Like those nerds over there, they know how to party. They know how to have a good time. They know how to take care of each other. Like it's this really cool. I can't even count the times I was walking like past someone and I accidentally you rub up against someone. You're like, oh, sorry. They're like, hey, don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Some other places I've been to, they're like, you know what I mean? Like not all the time, but it does happen.
A lot of the more crowded conventions.
Yeah. So, but it was a wonderful time, and they know how to be there for everyone, and I really love the vibe there. Everyone's there with open arms, and you really feel like you belong there. And that's the thing about the whole city itself. It's just really warm, really sweet. Like you feel like you belong, which is fantastic. But also at the con, you had the cast of Lord of the Rings. You had Elijah Wood, Billy Boyd, John Rice Davies, Sean Astin was there. Critical Role, they were there. Ashley Johnson, Matt Mercer, Laura Bailey, all those guys. Let's see who else was there. There was a lot of voice actors from a lot of anime and stuff like that. There was also some actors from Outlander and things like that that were also on hand to sign autographs and do panels and stuff like that. So it was really, really fun. So day one was really, really great. After I left the con, we went to this really, really cool heavy metal themed burger joint in Chicago. Kuma's Corner. This place is fantastic. Best burger I've ever had, hands down. Just like incredible. Led Zeppelin burger, cheeseburger, pulled pork on top, pickles. It was just like it was incredible. Absolutely loved it. So we did that after the con. And that's always fun. Like for me, like after an event like a con or something, I want something greasy and like disgusting, right? To put inside my body. Was that?
An artery clogger.
An artery clogger is what you have to do. Like you're burning all these calories. You need to like make it up somehow. One other thing I love about C2 as well, I wrote this in my article and I said it before, but I'll say it again. The food there is outstanding. Like it's very Chicago based. So you have Chicago dog food carts, you have walking tacos, you have pizza, you have churros, popcorn, whatever you want, you can get there. Like it's insane. They have Italian sandwiches. All kinds of stuff. Like it blows any con I've ever been to out of the water in that sense, where, you know, there's just food available everywhere. And it's not just from like one place, right? Not the restaurant that's in the convention center or something like that. The cafe or whatever. Oh, they also had a little barbecue thing, like a little barbecue pulled pork cart where you can get barbecue pork sandwiches and stuff. And of course, the fudge people are always there. The fudge. Yeah. I love getting the con fudge. The con fudge is amazing. Wild Bills was there this year. I didn't see them last year. Right? Yeah, the root beer. But this year, I normally get it when we go to Rose City all the time because they have the different flavor. They have like orange cream, root beer, all this stuff. This one was very sugary drinks. Like it was like Rainbow Surprise and like, you know, strawberry and like ice cream flavored soda and like all this stuff. And then like Pepsi. And I was like, all right, dude, like I'm going to have to pass this time. But yeah, so I passed on this one. They have the cool mugs, right? So they have the cool like stainless steel mugs that you can get. So I didn't get one of those. Went back Saturday. Saturday is when I did most of my like shopping and stuff, right? Because I saw a lot of booths that were there. This kind of bums me out because I have been wanting. So last year at Rose City Comic Con, Sean Murphy was there. I did not know Sean Murphy was going to be there. Sean Murphy wrote the White Knight series, the Batman White Knight, which is one of my favorite DC series of all time. So it's the comic that got me back into reading comics. Every time I'm like, I got to get my book signed by him. He was sold out at Rose City. I didn't take my books. I was thinking about taking my books to Chicago in case he showed up, and guess who shows up at Chicago? So I kind of missed out on that, but I did get this is one I don't have yet, and I was actually planning on getting it, but now that I got it signed, it's the Harley Quinn spinoff that they did for it, for the White Knight series. And his wife actually wrote it, but he did the artwork and everything for it, up with the story. So I love his artwork. Like his artwork, like I love his version of these characters. Like he does such a good job with, you know, he gives it its own spin, but for the most, it's still Batman, it's still Harley Quinn, it's still all those characters. But I just love the way she looks. I just love the way that she's designed by him. I think he does great work. So that was really cool. One thing I do have to show you guys real quick. All of you nerds watching, I had to get some really cool stuff. Last year, I didn't really get a whole lot of stuff because I didn't really have a lot of room, but my wife decided to purchase some bigger suitcases. So we had a little bit more room. to get some cool stuff.
A little more spending room.
More spending room. I had to get this. I see these guys at every con, and every time I pass it up, and I'm like, you know what? I really, really need this map. Okay, it's a fake map, but it's a Emperor's New Groove map from when he's coming up with this plan.
Nice.
To take over that con. So I had to get this. It's a really cool canvas art. It's a really cool art piece, and I really, really love it. I also got to meet this gentleman, Blend Coda, who is an artist. He is the only artist who is licensed by Ubisoft to make Assassin's Creed artwork and sell it and stuff at cons. So I had to pick up a couple of his prints. Love Assassin's Creed. This is the
awesome Edward
Kenway, which is fantastic. He also have go check him out on Instagram. Blend. His name is Blend Coda. You can just find him using that name, and he some of his Assassin's Creed artwork. He just got the license to BioShock, so he's working on some really, really cool BioShock stuff. So look forward to that. And I had to get this one as well.
Oh, geez, look at that.
Yeah, this one's absolutely gorgeous.
Masterpiece.
It's just amazing, like incredible. And of course, he wanted to take a picture of my tattoo with the because of my Assassin's Creed tattoo. So he thought that was pretty cool. So he wanted to take a picture with that. So Blend Cotta was an incredible guy, really, really cool artist. Had some really, really cool prints. Go check out his stuff on Instagram. You won't regret it, especially if you're an Assassin's Creed fan. Highly, highly recommend checking it out. One of my other favorites, her name is Lauren Moran. She's at pretty much every con that I go to. Like she's at Emerald City, she goes to Rose City, and she's at in Chicago. Some of her artwork is absolutely stunning. It's incredible. She does a lot of really cool, like feminist, like a lot of feminist kind of nerdy stuff. So she has like Chappell Roan prints and like stuff from Agatha all along. She's the one I got my Josie and the Pussycats print from. She does some really, really cool artwork. Definitely go check her out. You can find her on Instagram as well. It's just Lauren Moran. She's one of my favorite people. She's super sweet, and she just does some incredible art. And I really, really enjoy talking to her every time I go to cons. She's one of the people I enjoy finding when I'm at cons because she's just an amazing person and does amazing artwork. So,
that's awesome. That's the best part, I think, is when you get to know these artists and that makes the con. Because there was this guy that me and Nolan met, John Watkins Chow. He's a sketch card artist for the different, like a lot of the sketch cards you pull out of a pack from marble cards or something. You get a one-of-one sketch. It's probably his.
That's awesome.
Well, we talked to this guy for years and years, and he's always super cool guy. And man, one year this guy, because he really wanted those Psych sunglasses for the show Psych that they were giving out, and we told him, he's like, man, it's hard for me to leave the table here, and I was like, dude, I'll see if I could hook you up. Well, we actually found them, but like we found them at about 4:25 on Sunday, and by the time we got back there, they weren't letting us in the door at 4:40. They're like, sorry, we just wanted to run and give it to them. So I held on to those till the next year. And this guy was just so blown away by it. He just sketched all my brother's stuff and mine for free. I'm like,
that's cool, man.
Do that. It would just you always give it. He was always like the best deal around as far as full color sketches. Like I got some of his, like, those blank sketch covers.
Yeah.
Just this guy, a lot of artists will charge you like $100 or so for just a headshot. This guy's giving me full whole half body torso, full color and everything for like,
that's crazy.
$20. I'm like, man, this guy was awesome.
Dude, that is really cool. That is awesome. I love that when you meet just some really, really cool people at cons. And that's kind of it for me, is just like talking to the artists and like really getting to know them, getting to know the people, getting to know Chicago's like I have a hard time talking to people, right? Like I have a hard time, especially meeting new people. At any con I go to, it's just, it's easier to talk to people there, but it's also at the same time, like I get nervous and I don't know what to say, blah, blah, blah. I made so many, like, I call them like, what do they call it? Single serving friends, like, people that I just like talk to at the con, and I consider them friends. But like, it's so easy to talk to people, man. Like, so people were just so willing and open to chat and just hang out and like talk. I was wearing my the first day I wore my Scream shirt. So many people, cool shirt, man. Also, we talk about horror movies and stuff. I was wearing my Blink 182 shirt the second day, and people were just like, every time they passed by, oh, cool shirt. This one couple people stopped and were talking about the the reunion tour and everything. And like, it was just really cool finding that community there and finding those people to talk to. People just stop and talk to you. Like it's pretty incredible. And I really, really enjoy that part about being there in general. Is really, really cool. This other gentleman I met, so this book I've been wanting to get for a while. It's one of the first, it's the official sequel to the Tim Burton Batman movies. It's called Batman. Wow. It's called Batman Resurrection. This book takes place between Batman and Batman Returns. So it's kind of that thing. It's the first approved sequel book to that series, other than like the Batman 89 comic. This is the other novel that's been approved by it. So I met him there, John Jackson Miller. He signed my book. He signed it. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. So that's pretty cool. And he also has a sequel coming out. I just love this poster. Like, this poster is just really cool. He signed this too for me.
Oh, that's badass.
Batman Revolution. So this is the sequel book to this novel that's coming out. So it kind of worked out because I've been wanting to get this book anyways. I saw he was there. I saw he was doing the con circuit. I decided to wait a little bit. Maybe I'll run into him, and I did at this con. So I was able to pick this book up. So can't wait to really dig in and check it out. Yeah, man, it's C2E2. Check out my full coverage on pastramination.com. The articles coming out and everything. But overall, a really, really cool experience. Guys, I can't recommend going to C2E2 enough. I know it's all the way in Chicago, and but it's certainly something you want to go do and spend go a couple days early so you can check out the city, eat the food, and just hang out with some of the coolest, nicest people you'll ever meet. Like, truly, I've been to a lot of cities. I live in Portland. I love Portland with a passion. Portland's great. But I'm not walking around Portland at 2:00, at midnight. Sorry, just not doing it. Right. It's a cool city and all, but it's just doesn't feel safe. We were doing that in Chicago just fine. Like, it felt like there was no issues at all. Like, it was just a really, really cool place. So I think I legitimately think I'm in love with Chicago. So
I need to check that out for sure, man.
Absolutely.
That's a bucket list item right there.
Yeah, man, go to Chicago. It's a lot of fun. Absolutely recommend it. Go to C2E2. You won't be disappointed. It feels like I was there for 2 days, and it still feels like I just didn't. It's impossible to do everything, especially if you want to check out the panels. That goes for any Comic-Con, right? When you have all the panels, you have everything else to do. But like, that really holds true for this. It's so massive that there's a lot to do and not enough time, even in the 2 days I was there. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can't do everything, and you can't see. It's impossible to see every single piece of art that's there, to meet every single writer that's there. Like, it's just, there's a lot. It's crazy. It's massive. So go check it out. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys do, next one takes place next year in April as well. It's at the McCormick Place in downtown Chicago. Definitely check it out. You won't be disappointed. And just go to Chicago.
I would bypass WonderCon and go to that instead.
Yeah, WonderCon is. I don't know why I go every year. I went for I don't even think I was there for an hour, and then I just got bored and I left. I paid $45. Right? Yeah, it's. I spend more time at Frankensons, honestly.
Same.
It's cool to see the cosplayers. I think that's fun. Because there's always a big turnout of cosplayers there, but. Okay, really quickly, because Sean Murphy too. I'm a huge fan of Sean Murphy's.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Been a fan of his since Punk Rock Jesus. If you've never read Punk Rock Jesus,
I haven't.
It. The Wake. Anyway, he was there, surprising to me. I didn't look up anything, so I didn't know who was there. As soon as I got there, I was walking around, and I immediately within the first 5 minutes I saw him. So I'm like, oh, and it looked like there was a short line in front of his booth, so I just got in line. And right as I get in line, the person in front of me, this girl in front of me, just turns around and just in my face, and I'm like,
what?
I'm just kind of pretending she's not there, and she's just not using words. So I'm kind of looking at him, trying to look at the merch, and then finally, after what seemed like an eternity, she was like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm in line for Sean Murphy. She's like, "Oh, this isn't the line. The line starts over there." And I'm like, and then I look back. She's like, "It's over there." And I'm like, words, man, use your word. I didn't say anything. I'm like, so instead, that turned me off so much. I was like, forget this. I like walked away completely.
That's
I was like,
bummer, dude.
I'll come back. And then like, so because I just got there, so I walked around for like maybe 30 minutes. I came back, and then this time I went to where the line was, and there's a guy standing there like holding a sign, and then like, of course, he's freaking awkward too, and like. I'm standing there, and then he does like this to me, like puts the sign in my face, and it says end of line, and I'm like, yeah. And then he was like, no, and then he points at it, and it says capped. And I was like, what is with you people? I'm like, dude, use your freaking like.
Those are probably volunteers, like I think those, because at Comic-Con they use some of those too. Because I wanted to get mad at the artist at the booth, but I'm like, no, they can't possibly employ this dipshit. And no, they were volunteers that were kind of just like socially awkward basement dwellers that get probably never contacted people.
I get like socially awkward. It's just like, dude, if this is what you're like agreed to do, then do it. Like use your. I mean, I don't mean to be mean, but then it was also like a bummer for me because like Sean Gordon Murphy to me is top 3 artists like working right now. Him, Asad Ribic, and Fiona Staples, like that's the top 3, period. And like that was just a real bummer, but yeah, it's okay. Sean Murphy, you're still an amazing artist.
No, like every time I've like the past 2 times, because even though I didn't have my Dark White Knight books, I still had the he had just got done doing a brand new Zorro book, which I read, and I had it, and I got that last time I saw him. I got that, and he signed it and everything, and that book's freaking out. Like, fucking love that book. He's always been super nice, and this year he had this stuff, but he also had this beautiful Cowboy Bebop print that he had drawn.
God.
Like, it looked amazing, but I was like, I can't. It was kind of big, and I was like, I just couldn't risk it getting ruined in this. I was only able to get so much stuff, certain size, but it was absolutely gorgeous. So next time I see him, I hope he still has that print because it's just a gorgeous print.
If you're listening to this and you don't know who Sean Murphy is, look him up. Sean Gordon Murphy. I put him kind of at the top because he kind of does things that not all comic book artists can do, because most comic book artists are like really good at drawing characters, or maybe, and like it's always like a simple background, but with Sean, like he can do perspective better than most anybody. He can draw a car more consistently than like, it's incredible what he does. And on top of it, his style is completely cohesive between his backgrounds, his props, his vehicles, like and his characters.
I honestly had no idea until I did some. Like, he did all of that. Like it's all his. Like he does. He writes it. Like he wrote it. Even like the White Knight. Like he wrote. He writes everything. He draws everything. He like it's blows my mind.
Yeah, I like it's Punk Rock Jesus is crazy.
I need to check that out.
It's so funny because that was, I think, maybe one of his like first works that he worked on, and like he wrote and also illustrated that too. But he has a lot of stuff that he also just illustrated. Chrononauts. There was The Wake. Tokyo Ghost. Like there's just a gorgeous.
He had a bunch of Tokyo Ghosts at his booth too.
Also, like in the Flash movie, the motorcycle that Batman uses is like loosely based on Sean's like design, which is just so cool to see. So yeah,
well, I'm looking up Punk Rock Jesus. I need to get it.
Yeah, it's, if you're religious, maybe don't read it, but if you're not, if it doesn't offend you, then
if they're religious, they probably don't read comics in the first place.
It's so gnarly.
No, he's such a nice guy though. He's like an incredible person, just super nice. Like I even told him flat out that like I kind of got out of comics for a little bit, but the White Knight really reeled me back in, like in the whole superhero world. And then I started reading Batman comics again because of the White Knight. I started reading DC comics again because of the White Knight. And he stood up, he shook my hand. He's like, dude, that's awesome to hear. I love hearing stories like that. I was like, yeah, man, like I love this series so much. And I love what he did with it to where it was different enough, but it still was Batman. You know what I mean? So it was just fantastic. So
that's awesome that you got this stuff signed and got to meet him. Yeah.
He's I get the Zorro book signed by him. I love that. Oh, I even talked to him about this time. I was like, dude, I got your Zorro book at Rose City, and he was like, oh yeah, I was talking about it. I was just like, yeah, dude, like it reminded me of like Desperado in a way. Like I'm a huge Robert Rodriguez fan, so I had that feel and vibe. He's like, dude, he's like, that's exactly what I was going for. He's like, I love the deal. I was going for Desperado. But yeah, that Zorro story is really good. If you haven't read the new Zorro, like it's incredible. Check out the Sean Murphy Zorro, but also check out Punk Rock Jesus. Apparently, I'm very excited to check that out now. I will definitely be doing that. But again, overall, C2E2, an amazing time. Definitely go check it out. Highly recommend it if you guys get the opportunity to do so. And stay tuned to Pastrami Nation for the full coverage on that. Should be an article coming out and some other cool stuff. I'm going to be doing a full thing about the Harry Potter store and all that stuff. So go check all that out. All right. So moving on, let's talk about Daredevil. Daredevil just finished its most recent season. So is it so, Christian? Okay, let me ask you a question. Would you so it is very, I understand it's connected to the Netflix shows, like it's very much in that vein. Is it, would you consider it season 4? I know it is season 4, but, or is it like a brand, like a, I don't even know what to like. Would it be like considered a reboot in a sense, even though the characters are the same, or does it continue a lot of threads and stuff from this series?
I would say if the first 3 Netflix seasons was a contained book, this is a new book
gotcha.
of the same characters.
Okay.
So
okay.
like when they say that this is like Born Again, like that's kind of exactly what it is. Well, everything is continuing. It like pretty much like exactly. It's not like a reboot or anything. It's like a whole new. Oh, I don't know. Like there's a lot of things have changed, and there are some significant things that happen that really change everything. The finale, it was really good. I was hooting and hollering, but I can't say much. It's just really well done. I think there's 2 directors that worked on the last 2 episodes, and I think they did the first one also. And they're just fantastic storytelling. I know they did some directing on Loki also, season 2.
Yeah, I was reading about that. Yeah.
They get it, man. Like, I wouldn't even say like, I wouldn't say. How do I put this? Basically, like to me, Netflix's Daredevil is like top tier Marvel shows over everything, like over Loki. I love Loki. I love WandaVision, but it all goes in comparison to Daredevil.
Oh, the Netflix, blew everything out of the water. Yeah.
So, like, I still put this. I would put this up there. I would put this like as good as like around season 2, maybe. Like maybe just under season 2. It's not the best, but it's still like freaking good. You know what I mean?
Fair.
It's the stories. They already greenlit the next season of Born Again. They greenlit it before the season even started. I completely understand why now. Getting to that finale, so I just am desperate to get to it already. I know they started filming, I think like last week or something.
Yeah.
So that's kind of exciting, but I'm sad that I have to wait like a whole another year or however long till the next season. But it was good. It was good. There's a lot of stuff, especially in that last episode, that are just like, okay, here we go.
I need to check it out, man. I'm very excited to check it out. We just got to sit down and actually do it. Another show we finally need to check out is The Last of Us season 2 returned this Sunday.
Yes, that came back on Sunday too. So that's a whole other thing too. I'm glad that's going on, and Andor is starting on Sunday, I think, or like next week. So I'll have those 2 to kind of juggle, which I love those shows. Also, I'm going to watch Sinners 2 days in a row. I bought tickets.
Lucky.
Thursday and Friday. So
I think I might have figured out a way to go watch it on Saturday. Maybe.
So I'm very excited for that.
Maybe. So I would love to see it on Sunday just because it's Easter, and I think it'd be fun to watch a movie.
That'd be very fitting, I feel like.
It would be 100%.
Yeah.
I'm very
watch the new Simpsons by chance.
No,
I haven't seen Simpsons in years.
The one that came out, not the most recent one that came out on Monday, but last Monday's, where everybody's taking like that. It's like a generic Ozempic, like where everybody's getting thin, like
that's
Fat
funny.
Tony and all them. They're all getting skinny, and then it just the one little thing that dawned on, like Chief Wiggum does it, and he's skinny, right? He's like, wow, now my love life's really good. Now I'm going to have a lot more kids. One that looks less like Eddie, one that looks more like Eddie. And then it just dawned on me, Eddie, the one cop, looks just like Ralph Wiggum. So
Oh my
Ralph
God.
Wiggum is Eddie the cop
Eddie's-
kid.
Oh,
like,
That's funny. Oh, that's great. That's cool. But yeah, no, I haven't watched Simpsons in a while, to be honest. None of the newer stuff, at least.
Yeah.
well, the newer
Oh,
ones
man.
have been kind of but
Yeah.
these last two were pretty funny.
Cool. Nice.
I recently like binge watched all of King of the Hill again.
Oh, nice.
For like, I just spent like a month or however long it took me to get
that
through.
reboot's coming out soon, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do. Like, sadly, the guy who plays Dale
Passed away. Yeah.
You know, but I'm excited to see what they do. I think he got to record a little bit. That's from what I heard.
That's good.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
yeah,
Well,
I
very
love
cool.
that show.
love it. It's
It's
my
a good
favorite
show.
animated
That was
show.
the best animated one out of that whole little block, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
by
it was
far.
great. It was fantastic. I love King of the Hill so much. It's so good. Anyways, I think that's our show, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here. It's been a while since we've done this, but we'll be back every other week as scheduled.
Yeah.
Make sure we have an interview coming up that I already recorded. We're just waiting to release it. That'll be coming out in about a week. So guys wrote a new comic. So we're very, very excited to release that out into the world. When it does happen, we'll let you all know. Thank you again for joining us. You can find me, first of all, visit pastramination.com and then visit Pastrami Nation, all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, Pinterest, everywhere. You can find me, Kevin Hoskinson, Kevin_Hoskinson on all the socials as well. You can find me, Brick Therapy Kev on TikTok. Christian, where can they find you?
You can find me at Christian Nacorda on the socials. Also, look me up on Brainstorm. We're taking registration for our new Head, Hands, and Feet class. It's going to be fun. We're going to get creative. Come draw with me.
Cool.
That's awesome.
And Jason, just look for Jason Smith.
Yeah, that's
You'll find
the
it.
only one there. It should be pretty easy.
Only
Yeah.
one. Only one of them.
Jason
All right,
Smith,
y'all.
California. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was great hanging out with you guys again. Thank you all for joining us. Anthony Blanco says, I miss you guys.
Miss you too.
buddy.
Miss you too, Anthony. And we'll
See
be
ya.
back regularly in the coming weeks. Summer's coming up, so drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. What's that?
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. It's very, very important, especially around this time of year. That's our PSA for the night. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for checking out the show. And we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.